looking, searching, trying to find the right way to walk. Stay beside me, guide me, try me. I wanna walk in your light. I've been looking, searching, trying to find the right way to walk. The Lord is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. And whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemy, my faith and trust I put all in thee. Believe you got the world in your hand. You bless me, Lord, I know I can stand. Show me the way, Lord. I will be faithful. For I am desolate and afflicted, Lord, show me the way.
I'd like to say to the people that are watching us on the internet, good afternoon. And as always, it is good to stand before you on the Lord's Sabbath day. I always also want to give a shout out to Sister Hubler in Switzerland and Brother Patterson in Guyana. Glad to have you with us. We're going to get to this lesson, sisters and brothers, because this is a lesson that the Lord's called me to put together years ago, because sometimes when you're servants of God and things not going so well for you, and then you look over there and you see somebody else that don't serve nothing but themselves, and everything is breaking for them. And sometimes that kind of put a little pressure on you. So I want the Lord put it in my mind to let you know what's going on. Because somebody seems blessed don't necessarily mean that they are blessed. And sometimes things happen to you, sisters and brothers, not because you've done something so wrong. It's because maybe the Lord is preparing you and strengthening you for something else. Just like it said in Isaiah, sometime the good die young to hide them from the trouble that comes. But we're going to have this. And the title of this lesson is The Servant of God, Tried, Corrected, and Blessed. The Servant of God, Tried, Corrected, and Blessed. We're going to start this at Luke, the 4th chapter, because there's something you need to know. So if this guy would try and deal with Jesus, you know he will try you. But the Lord made man a free agent insomuch until he will not impose himself upon you. Whatever the Lord do to you, he is trying to persuade you. He don't make you. He could have made us all robots, and it wouldn't have been no problem at all. He even made the angels free agent. If he didn't, then Satan could not have rebelled. But he always set before you good and evil. And if Satan cannot make you do anything. He can't force you to do anything, sisters and brothers. He can only persuade you. This is a good example here. Luke, the 4th chapter. Luke chapter 4. And we're going to start reading at verse 1. 4 and 1. Okay, go ahead.
And Jesus, being full of the Holy Ghost, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness.
Go ahead.
Being 40 days tempted of the devil, and in those days he did eat nothing.
Now, first thing is, Satan always like to get you at your weakest point. So Jesus had to go and be tried like every other flesh and blood being had to be tried. So he was there 40 days and had nothing to eat. So now Satan going to tempt him. Go ahead and read.
And when they were ended, he were afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread. And Jesus...
Now, that's a pretty strong argument there. Now, you haven't eaten in 40 days. You pretty hungry, ain't you? And now Satan knew that Jesus had the power, even in his fleshly form, to make bread out of stone. But look what Jesus told Satan. Go ahead and read.
And Jesus answered him, saying, It is written that man should not live by bread alone.
And this is one thing I want to point out, sisters and brothers. Everything that Jesus said has been written. That's why people tell me you're New Testament Christians. If that's all you are, then you're no Christian at all. Because Jesus quoted what is written. It is written. Go ahead.
But by every word of God.
Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. That's what you live by. You live by it, sisters and brothers. The bread will come later. Go ahead and read.
And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me. And to whomsoever I will, I give it.
And he didn't lie. God gave him a bargaining chip. He said, now he took Jesus and showed him all of the kingdoms of the world. So look, if you serve me, all these are yours. I've given to you. You know why? Because they have been given to me, so I can give them to whoever I want to. The Lord giving him a bargain chip. Because that's all Satan can offer you is the world, sister and brother. He can't give you eternal life. In fact, he can't even take life without permission. But he can persuade you. But what did Jesus say to him? Go ahead and read.
If thou therefore will worship me, all shall be thine.
Now he said, if you worship me, every one of mine. Because he know that the Lord gave him. Hey, he probably bargained with him. I wasn't there and I didn't read it, but he promised him, look here, you know, if you give me something to offer him, I bet I can persuade him away from you. Okay. The world is yours if you want to persuade him. What verse?
Verse 8.
And
Jesus answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan.
Go ahead.
For it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only thou shalt worship.
So Jesus told him to get behind him. So this is what people don't understand. Satan is looking for followers. He wants them to worship him just like they worship God. So Jesus said, get behind me, Satan. You should worship God only and nobody else, let alone a fallen angel. If he had all that power, he wouldn't have got kicked out of heaven. So now, Satan, sisters and brothers, he can only entice you. He can only offer you something. He can only appeal to your emotion. Or he can only appeal to your desires. But he can't make you do nothing, sisters and brothers. And these things you have to understand. And let's give you a good look at it. Let's go into James, the first chapter. James chapter 1. James chapter 1. And we're going to start reading at verse 1. James 1, and we're going to start reading at verse 1. Okay, go ahead. Verse 13, brother. Let's start at verse 13. We ain't going to do all that reading. My PA guy distracted me for doing stuff that should have been done before we got started. James chapter 1 and verse 13. Go ahead and read.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
Now, this is what, pay attention now. You know, the Lord tempted me. He said, let no man say, Lord will try you. But that's different than tempting you, sister and brother. So if you are tempted, don't say, I've been tempted of God. Go ahead and read.
For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Now, God can't be tempted with evil. He don't tempt anybody. Everybody is drawn away because his own desire, sisters and brothers. That's what tempts you. God don't do that. But go ahead and read.
Verse 15.
Then
when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
So now, when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin. Go ahead and read.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
And when sin is finished, it bringeth forth death. Satan know what you lust after. He know what you want, what you really like to get your hands on. And he will trot that right on by you. And you might have the best time of your life. You might enjoy yourself more you ever enjoyed yourself. But I say enjoy, because you're going to pay for it forever. This is how Satan operates. When you hear people tell me, well, the devil made me do it, I say, okay, then. That means that God allowed it to happen. Either you did something wrong, or either you stepped outside of the shadow of God. Well, Lord, I'll get back to you, but I just want to do this little one thing here. You might end up dying while you're doing that little one thing. So now, that is what tempts you, sisters and brothers, your own lust. And every man have it, every woman have it. But one of the things is you have to control that, sisters and brothers. You have to control that. And so sometimes the wicked prospers. And you're looking at these people, and you're wondering, why is that happening? The prophet Jeremiah was looking at it, and he approached God about it. And let me go and show you this. Let's go into Jeremiah, the 12th chapter. Jeremiah 12. Because, around you, everything's happening to him. He's a prophet. He didn't got hit in the mouth, put in stockades, and everything else. But you look over here and somebody doing everything wrong and calling on the name of the Lord. And they seem to be blessed. Jeremiah chapter 12. Jeremiah chapter 12, we're going to start reading at verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 1. Okay, read.
Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment.
He said, now righteous, O Lord, when I plead with thee. But let me talk to you of your judgment. Go ahead and read.
Wherefore does the way of the wicked prosper?
Why is it that the way of the wicked prosper? Go ahead and read.
Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously?
See, yes, Lord, look here now. I know your ways are righteous. I got to ask you a question. Why is it that the wicked prosper? And why is it that these people that are unrighteous, that are blessed, that deal very treacherously? Go ahead and read.
Thou hast planted them.
He said, you have planted them?
Yeah, they have taken root.
And they've taken root.
They grow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they bring forth fruit.
Go ahead.
Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reins.
He said, you planted them. They're bringing forth fruit. They're growing. They're getting big congregations and everything. He said, and they're near, and all they do is call on your name. Their conversation is about you.
That's it.
But not about what you want to do.
That's right. That's right.
He said, and these people are growing, but their mind is far from you. Jeremiah asked that question. So I'm struggling. I'm getting beat. People got me in derision daily. People got so bad on me until I said I wasn't going to speak your name no more. But the people that are prospering, look at the priest that hit me in the mouth. He's a high priest, got a big office, eating good, paid well. But then the Lord wants you to know something. That you can't watch the wicked. You can only watch you. Because if you don't watch you, you might be in trouble. Right. Let's go into Psalm, chapter 73. 73rd chapter of Psalm. Because David's letting you know here, look, I laid my eyes on the wicked too long. Psalm chapter 73. See, sisters and brothers, the Lord put these things out here so you can understand this. Because it'll get a little rough sometime. And you say, I can't deal with it. And what you want to do, you want to walk away from it. But I want to let you know what you're walking away from and what you're walking into. Because a lot of people come and say, well, I don't like the atmosphere, the people out here, the people this, the people that. I ask the question, did you come to class to worship and watch the people or to serve God?
That's right.
What you got to do, sisters and brothers, is look at you. Everybody else look at themselves. Everybody else is going to be taken care of. And the ones that are not looked at, then God looks at. That's what you concern yourself with. Psalm 73 and verse 1. Psalm 73 and 1. Okay, read it.
Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped.
Why?
For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Ain't that something? He said, I know you good, you bless everybody. He said, but look, I watched the wicked so long and how they prosper, I almost started to go do wicked stuff. That's what he means, his feet almost slipped. And sometimes that happens. You watch the wicked so long and they're doing so good. He said, look, I watched them so long that my feet almost slipped. This is David talking. Go ahead and read.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Go ahead.
Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment.
So they don't have the problem of others. They have everything they want. They prosper. Everything is working. They don't even have to suffer like other men. They get to the point that they get proud. And then they get violent. You know why? Because ain't nobody going to do nothing to me. Go ahead and read.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
Ain't that so? So they have more than heart could wish. And I'm looking at these people. And I'm up against it. Why is it that I'm a servant of God and I am going nowhere but against the wall? Why? Skip down to verse 11 and go ahead.
And they say, how does God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High?
They even questioning God. You understand? You tell people where the Lord say, hey, look, the Lord don't seem like he's doing you too much good. You know, you don't even have bus fare. Look at my Lexus sitting out there in the parking lot. People say that. Go ahead and read.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
Go ahead.
Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocence.
And this is what the person that's serving, they're looking at these people. They say, look, I have washed my hand and cleansed my heart. In other words, I'm doing this in vain. That means for nothing. They're getting all the proceeds. And I'm doing all the worshiping of God, but I ain't getting nothing. I am worshiping in vain. In other words, in vain means for nothing. If you don't watch yourself, that's the kind of thought will come into your head. Go ahead and read.
For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning.
Ain't that something? I got my problem. My issues don't ever go away. And when I wake up in the morning, I got the same problem. But these people over here, blessing is overtaken. Skip down to verse 16 and go ahead.
When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
Ain't that something? You see what he said? When I thought to know it was too painful for me. That's why he says feet almost slipped. Go ahead and read.
17. Until I went into the sanctuary of God, then understood I their end.
Until I went into the sanctuary of God, then I understood their end. You understand? Then I understood. Go ahead and read.
Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction.
You put it, but I see now, you done set them in slippery places. You're going to cast them down in destruction. What destruction? He going to take them down in the world, and because they had to be taken down in the world, they're going to the lake of fire. But he said, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that until I saw their end. Let's back up to Psalm verse 37 Psalm, chapter 37. Psalm chapter 37. Because, sisters and brothers, the Lord wants you to understand this. Because look around you. I mean, people doing well. They don't care nothing for nothing. They call on the name of the Lord and do everything contrary to what he said.
That's right.
And then you got some people don't call on God or don't curse God, and he's still blessed. Wait a minute, Lord. Look at me. I'm doing everything I could to do right. I'm giving up a whole lot of good sin. And I'm suffering. And he sucking all of it up, and he's prospering. Verse 35. Verse 35. Okay, go ahead.
I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
I mean, they spreading all over the place in prosperity. Go ahead and read.
Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found.
But all of a sudden, he disappeared. What happened to old Moneybags Joe? You seen him? I don't know. Somebody said, oh, yeah, he passed away. He got shot. A truck ran over him. Or he died a premature death. Either way he go, if he died natural, the lake of fire is waiting on.
That's right.
Y'all understand? Go ahead and read.
Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace.
Yes, go ahead.
But the transgressor shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble.
See, and that's what you have to know, sister and brother. When you're in time of trouble, things ain't going so good, lean on your God. He know what you have need of. Don't turn and look at the wicked and start doing wicked, thinking you're going to enhance your well-being. No, you're going to make it worse. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them.
Go ahead.
He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him.
And he's going to deliver. You have to do that, sister and brother. And you got to believe that the Lord is going to do that, and you got to hold on to it and hang on. In time, he'll do what he wants, what you need. But it's one thing, too, even though it's rough, look at the basics. I'm still eating. You understand? I might not have a car, I might have to get, but still I got a bed to sleep in. That is not automatic, sisters and brothers. That don't have to be. A lot of people sleeping under the viaduct. So if you think your time is hard, somebody can always have a harder time. But the whole thing, sisters and brothers, when the wicked prosper, maybe the Lord can call their number. Let's go over into Psalm, the 92nd chapter. 92nd chapter of Psalm. Because these things, sisters and brothers, the Lord wants you to look at. Because times get real rough for some of the servants of God, and we're going to show you why in this lesson. So when it happened to you, you can say, look, the Lord showed me an example of this, and he showed me what happened to the ones that kept the faith. You can't turn away from it. Psalm 92, and we're going to start reading at verse 5. Psalm 92 and verse 5. Okay, go ahead.
O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep.
Go ahead.
A brutish man knoweth not, neither does a fool understand this.
Now, you know, foolish and a brutish man don't understand the Lord, the highness and his thoughts. Go ahead and read.
When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever.
Woo, that's a long time, ain't it? He said, look, wicked man don't understand this. A brutish man don't see this. And what is it that they don't understand? That when the wicked flourish and the workers of iniquity prosper, it's because God have decided he's going to destroy them forever. Because he have not adhered to the Lord's warning. And what he's done, he have accepted Satan's offer. This is what people got to understand. Oh, I got this here, I got that. You know, man, you certainly know God, I got this. Yeah, partner, even if you have it till you die. What you going to have when you wake up, and you will wake up.
That's right.
Like I said years ago in Washington Park, brother told me, well, brother, how are you doing? You doing all this preaching about God and about Jesus. How do you know that it is true? I said, I'm going to tell you something, brother. I said, I might not go to China. I want to go to China. Maybe I don't know about the ocean. I'm going to take a bus. I said, but just in case I might run into some water, I'm going to buy me a boat ticket too. I said, if there is no China, I just took a trip. Same thing with me. I said, you don't believe in God? I do. You don't think you're going to wake up? I will. I said, what if we do wake up? Then what you going to do?
That's right.
I said, but what if I don't wake up? I ain't got no problem because the dead know nothing. So who's the loser? I'd rather have a boat ticket in case I run into water. I'd rather be straight with God just in case I'm raised from the dead. I told partner, I'm headed in the back. See, this is what people don't understand. You know, people think what you don't see does not exist. Sometimes God deals with people that he try to warn. And he do things to people. He do it out of love, sisters and brothers. Let me show you what I'm saying. Let's go into 107th chapter of Psalms. We're going to get out of Psalms after a while. But I just want to show you some of this good stuff. Psalm 107. Going to start at verse 17. 107 and 17. Okay, read it.
Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquity, are afflicted.
See, sometimes when you're foolish and you sin against God, he'll afflict you, sisters and brothers. He'll afflict you first out of love because he don't want to destroy you. Skip down to verse 19. Verse 19 and go ahead.
Then they cry unto the Lord in their trouble, and he saveth them out of their distress.
See, when he afflict you, throw some drama in your life. Make life hard for you. And then you, all of a sudden, you come to your senses and you say, oh, Lord, please help me. Because I'm wrong, I've done wrong. And you admit your transgression, what will he do? He will save you out of your distress. So sometime he'll do that to you to get your attention. Go ahead and read.
He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction.
So how did he heal you? Through his word. You see, you don't want to be distressed no more. You don't want to be destroyed no more. The word said, then keep my laws and statutes. So you say, I'm going to walk in the word of the Lord, and all of a sudden your life going to get better. You got to believe that. Because if you don't believe that, then you are wasting your time. Because the Lord wants you to do what he obey him so he can bless you. The Lord don't want to cast one person in the lake of fire. Let's go into Job chapter 33. Job chapter 33. See, people don't want to deal with the word of God because some of them just don't believe. Some people pray, get on their knees and pray, and don't believe it. Yeah, I believe. Sometimes I know that people get on their knees and I know it. Well, Brother Boy, I prayed and didn't nothing happen. What am I supposed to do? Keep praying.
That's right.
You're making a request. You ain't commanding nobody. You can't make God do nothing.
That's right.
A prayer is a request.
That's right.
If your house is in order, he will hear you. And if he don't hear you, you just be patient because he's going to do it in his time. But he ain't going to abandon no servant. We're going to start this at verse 14. 33 and verse 14. Because the Lord, right here, and he's talking by the mouth of his prophet. Go ahead and read.
For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
See, sometimes the Lord speak to you more than once, and you don't perceive it, sisters and brothers, because he wanted to save you. Go ahead and read.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed.
Sometime when you're sleeping, he'll put something. You wake up. Wait a minute. The Lord has spoke to me. You know it because you didn't hear no voice, but the thought is in your head.
That's right.
I've seen it. Sometime you're going somewhere you shouldn't be, and trouble is there, and you get a thought, something just says, don't go that way. And you turn, and all of a sudden you see something happen to somebody that went that way. It was the Lord spoke to you. Sometime he do it in the bed. Go ahead and read.
Then he openeth the ears of men.
Then he opened the ears of men.
And sealeth their instruction.
And seal it in their instruction. Because the only way for you to know what God wants is to know what he's What's in his word? Go ahead and read.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man.
Go ahead.
He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword.
That's why he seals the instruction. Don't do this. People say, Lord, when they get in trouble, have mercy. I say all the time, he have had mercy because he have given you his word and you wouldn't walk in it. You walked away from his mercy. But he do this to deliver you from yourself, from your purpose, because you're the only one that can destroy you. Nobody else. Satan can't destroy you. All you got to do is be strong enough not to listen to him. Go ahead and read.
He is chastened also with pain upon his bed.
Sometimes he make you sick, he put you in pain. Go ahead and read.
And the multitude of his bones with strong pain.
See, God doing this to you. Sometimes he do this because you somebody that won't listen without some drama. So sometimes he put you in the bed, he make you sick, have your bones aching, everything else aching. You wonder, you be wishing you would die. Why did he do this? Skip down to verse 27. Verse 27, and go ahead.
He looketh upon men, and if any say, I have sinned and perverted that which was right, and it profited me not. He would deliver his soul from going into the pit, and his life shall see the light.
Ain't that so? Once I bring some pain upon you, and then you look and see what you have done, and you repent, and cut out your sinning and your shortcoming, then the Lord will take his hand up off you. These things, sisters and brothers, he's doing because he wants to keep you from the lake of fire. And sometimes when these pains come upon us, we want to turn away from God. But no. Sometimes you ask yourself, I tell people a lot, you better take a wicked check. And the only wicked check you can check is on you. Why is this happening to me? If you can't see nothing that you've done, that this should be happening, then you got something, maybe the Lord is preparing me for something bigger to come. Go ahead and read. What verse?
29. Lo, all these things worketh God oftentimes with man.
He letting you know. So he do this often with man. Sometimes you're sick, he make you sick. Sometimes you do things, you take away your money, because that's where your heart is. Sometimes you take people away from you because you love them more than you love him. Till he gets your attention. He said he do this often with me because he wants to do something. He wants to save you. Go ahead.
To bring back his soul from the pit.
To bring back his soul from the pit.
To be enlightened with the light of the living.
That's why he do that. Because you're on your way to destruction. He'll knock you down. He'll take your substance. He'll take away your health, make you real sick. And sometimes, believe me, I don't see people pray hard until they get on their bed and really think they're going to check out of here. They get to praying sure enough then. Now you serious. The Lord pull you back, he might let you live. But he pull you back as soon as you get on your feet, you done forgot who to pull you back and go back into it, you got a problem.
That's right.
Because the Lord do these things to you. See, Satan can't do nothing without God's permission. So when you start dealing with God, know who you dealing with. Let's go into Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. See, the problem is we don't know who we're dealing with. I hear people, well, you know, the devil made me do. You don't know who you're dealing with. Satan attacked me. You don't know who you're dealing with. And you're going to know once you get out of this lesson. Proverbs chapter 3. Because these things, sisters and brothers, you need to know because I get a whole lot of people calling and they have genuine problems. I can't fix them. I'm not God. I can listen. They ask me what to do. What can I do, brother? I should pray. Ask the Lord to deliver you. That's all I can offer. I can't do nothing. I'm mad with my own shortcomings and my own issues. People asking me to pray for them. Sometimes I tell them, you know what your problem is. You be your best advocate. Maybe you should pray for yourself. You don't know what my mindset is because I'm called preacher. Maybe I'm the last one you want to pray for you. That's reality, sisters and brothers. You understand? But you are your best advocate. I tell them, pray for yourself. You know what you need. You know what to pray for. You know where your shortcoming. You know where your pain is. You know where you're clean at, and you know where you're dirty at, so you know what to address. Jonah's prayer got him out of the belly of the whale. Right. Not of some other prophet. Think about it. Psalm 3 and verse 5. Proverbs 3 and 5. Go ahead.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding.
And he wants you to know that. Don't lean on your own understanding. You see what the Lord wants you to do. Because sometimes your understanding is twisted by your desire and your lust. But God's word is pure all the time. Go ahead and read.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
Now, how is the Lord going to direct your path if you acknowledge him in all his ways? He's not going to get inside of you and make you walk. He's going to direct your path through this book. You do what's written in the book, he is directing your path, and you will escape drama after drama. And when you fall in it, you find yourself pulling up out of it. But you got to let the Lord direct your path. You're going to say, as soon as you come into a wall, no, it's too hard. I'm going to turn away. Go ahead and read.
Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
And you have to know that. People are wise in their own eyes. You better fear the Lord and do what? Depart from evil, sisters and brothers. Go ahead and read.
It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones.
Go ahead.
Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
In other words, pray the Lord and pay him, keep his law by paying him his tithe. First fruits of your increase. Don't wait until you go buy all the groceries, pay all the bills and everything. Well, I got a few dollars left. I'll give the Lord some of that. Take care of him. He take care of you because it is coming from him. And this is what people don't understand. I had a guy tell me one time, man, I go to church I go to, man, I used to go there, I wouldn't pay no tithe because the preacher is a thief. I said, you're a thief too. What you mean? You robbed God. I wasn't going to give my money to that preacher. He represented God. You give him the money. If he mess up, God will deal with him. And you have delivered yourself. Y'all understand? Yours is not to judge the preacher. Yours is to do what you're supposed to do. Not if you find out that he is dirty, then find you a clean preacher and pay your tithes there. But pay your tithes. Because people don't understand. Everybody want to look at everybody else, but the problem is you. I just pointed my finger at you. Thumb pointing at God, 3 pointing at me. Think about what I'm saying. You are the one that's trying to be delivered. What verse are we?
We're at verse 10.
Go ahead and read.
So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall be burst out with new wine.
Now you think the Lord to have Solomon write this if he didn't mean it? Take care of the Lord, he's going to take care of you. All that simple. Go ahead and read.
My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth.
See, sometimes, sisters and brothers, you're walking wrong and the Lord going to chastise you. He's going to whip you. He's going to do something to you. But why? Because he loves you. Just like you have your children, you got a child that's misbehaving, don't you take care of them? Because you know if you don't, the world ain't going to have no pity on them. They're going to shoot them or put them in jail.
That's right.
Ain't nobody going to tolerate them.
Nope.
So what you have to do is you have to fix them before you let them out. So the Lord treats you just like your parent treats you, or either like you treat your children. He corrects you. He chastises you. He brings some drama up on you to get your attention. People tell me, well, I can't believe that the Lord is doing it. Can't nobody else do it. Satan can only do it by permission. We're going to show you that. You have to understand that God runs it all, not a part of it. He ain't got no partnership. He is not a corporation. He runs it all. You got to understand that. Let's go into Hebrews, the 12th chapter. So when the Lord chastise you, that's because he loves you. Hebrews chapter 11. He asked him, why did the car run over the kid? Because he stepped into the street. You understand? Why did I fall? Because you got too close to the edge of the building. In other words, when your behavior is what's going to dictate what's going to happen to you. Even with God, sisters and brothers, because he made you a free agent. He didn't make you a robot.
Right.
Hebrews 12, we're going to start reading at verse 1. Hebrews 12 and 1. Hebrews 12, chapter 12 and verse 1. Okay, read it.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us. And let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
He said, look, we surrounded by everything, but let us get away from sin that's so easy to persuade. It's so easy to get off into sin if you ain't watching yourself. He said, but look, with patience, let's run this race that's set before us. Go ahead and read.
Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith.
Go ahead.
Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Now
look at him. He had a task that was set before him. He had to do that. He didn't want to die. He even prayed 3 times. God, Father, if it is possible, remove this bitter cup from my mouth, if it's possible. But then he turned around and said, not my will, Father, but thy will. That's what his flesh didn't want to die. Jesus didn't want to die. But if he had not died, the whole creation would be cut off. But still, that flesh was saying, man, you still young. You ain't even 40 years old yet. But he had to endure the task that's set before him. And every one of us got a task, sister and brother. Go ahead and read.
Despising the shame, and it sat down at the right hand of the throne of God.
Look, he despised the shame that was brought upon him. People that he created, he know he created. They calling him names, spitting on him, putting thorns on his head, slapping him. I made y'all. If it had been me, I probably said poof, and they'd have been all gone. But no, he know he couldn't do that. He was sent to save, not to kill. You understand? But in the end, where did he go? They killed him. He rose from the dead and went and sat down at the right hand of God. Go ahead and read.
For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. Lest you be wearied and faint in your mind.
So now remember Jesus. Remember, he didn't have to do this. But he did it to save you. So can you do something to save yourself? That's what he's telling you. Go ahead and read.
Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin.
So you have not resisted unto the death, striving against sin. Your life ain't been on the line. What would happen if your life is on the line? Could you resist? It is easy to serve God when everything is perfect. But what happened when all of a sudden the imperfections started to wear off? Can you still serve it? Go ahead.
And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Go ahead.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
He just quoted prophecy.
That's right.
He said, remember now, don't despise the chastisement of God. Don't faint when it come upon you. Because whom the Lord loveth, he chastises, and he scourges some of the sons. Every son, that's daughter too, sisters and brothers, whom he receives. So he is going to do something. Because all of us need something to be fixed. The Lord is going to fix it. So if you heal, he's going to chastise you, especially if you go wrong, and he's going to scourge you every time you cross the line. But if you come back, he's going to treat you like a child of God. Go ahead and read.
If you endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastening not? But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons.
In other words, if you're into a chastisement, God's going to treat you like his own children. But if you are not chastised, in other words, it ain't working on you, then the Lord just let you go ahead on and prosper now. He said that you don't belong to him. Just like he said, you are a bastard. That's what it's written at. In other words, you don't belong to him. You're on your own, partner. If you're on your own, you're going to end up in the fire. So, just like he said in Psalm, the wicked prosper and they spread. I mean, and everything is going good for them. That's because the Lord have got to the point where they will not endure chastisement. So what's going to do? They are slated for eternal destruction. Lord come at you in a lot of ways. Go ahead and read.
Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence.
Go ahead.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure.
Go ahead.
But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness.
And look, he's telling you, look, your fathers chastise you for their own pleasures or their passion. Oh, it's for you too. But God, the Father of spirits, he's going to chastise you that you might become the same thing as he. That's why I said that you might be partakers of holiness. And he is holy, and God only is holy. So if you're going to take part in holiness, that means that you are God also. That is why he is chastising you, sisters and brothers. That's why he is doing what he's doing to you. Go ahead and read.
Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous.
No, it don't. When he's going upside your head, it's grievous. Go ahead and read.
But grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
He said, but after you endure your chastisement, you get the peaceable fruit of righteousness. What is the fruit of righteousness? Immortality. No, it's not good when you're going through your trouble and your drama. But then the Lord's telling you, no matter what, if you hold the line, your end is going to be sitting here on the throne with me. Let's go into Job, the 5th chapter. Job chapter 5. Because, sisters and brothers, these little things might not mean too much, but to me, it means a whole lot. You know why? Because you need to know that sometimes, because you call yourself a servant of God, or because you're doing everything right, and you know you're doing everything right, that drama can still fall upon you. But if you continue to do it in all your troubles, you're going to come out of it. You just have to continue. Job 5, and we're going to start reading at verse 17. Job 5 and verse 17. Go ahead.
Behold, happy is the man whom God corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
See, happy. God corrected you, you should be happy. You know why? Because God loves you and he want to change you. He want to save you from yourself. That's why he said, don't despise the chastisement of the Almighty. Go ahead and read.
For he maketh sore and bind it up.
He's the one that makes you sore and he bounds you up. Go ahead.
He wounded and his hands make whole.
He can wound you, but you turn to him, he'll make you whole again. Go ahead and read.
He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
No matter, you can fall in trouble 6 or 7 times. But he's going to pull you out on the other side, and evil ain't going to stay on you. He's going to pull it out of you. But you have to believe that, sisters and brothers. Because the Lord is going to bring it to you. Got to bring it to you. And you can say, well, you know, the Lord, it ain't fair. This is too much for me. I can't stand it. That don't work either. Let me show you why that don't work. Let's go into 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. You tell me, I just can't stand it. I'm about to explode. I look, I don't say nothing. Because if you're about to explode, that's on you. It's not on God. And this is why. We're going to read one verse. Verse 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. Read it.
There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Ain't that something? He ain't going to bring nothing to you that's but what's common to man. Go ahead and read.
But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
He's not going to let you, he's not going to take you to a line that you cannot cross. He ain't going to take you on the wall and slam you that you can't endure. He will not take you above that which you are able to deal with. Go ahead and read.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
And it also going to make it a way for you to escape. And that way to escape, sisters and brothers, to be patient and clean your act up. Right. Go ahead and read.
That you may be able to bear it.
See, so don't say, well, the Lord didn't put more on me than I can deal with, and I can't. No, he ain't going to put nothing on you but that which is common to man. What you are going through, somebody has gone through it before and survived it. Because he is not going to put something out there that you cannot survive. All you got to do is know that. And say, hey, look, it's rough for me today. It's going to be better tomorrow. If tomorrow get here, it's always going to be better tomorrow. That way you're taking it one day at a time. Let's go into Psalms chapter 37. Because these things, sisters and brothers, the Lord put here, because he wants you to do this, to see and know that I will bring some drama on you. But I'm not doing it out of hatred. I'm doing it out of love and out of necessity. You have caused me to do this. And sometimes he don't cause you don't do anything. But still the Lord do it for his own purpose, sisters and brothers. You don't question God. You just serve him and do what he said. Sometimes people read stuff in the Bible and say, why did God say this here? I look at it, I don't understand. That's the first thing you do when you see him is asking. I don't understand everything, sister and brother. I ain't never claimed to understand everything. I teach only what I understand. And that's why I tell the brothers, when y'all go out, only teach what you understand. If you don't understand but one little bit of lesson, then you teach that little lesson wherever you go. And when you understand something better, then you teach that something better. But until that time comes, don't go beyond your understanding. Because if you don't, then somebody going to call me, and you're going to find yourself cast out of the teacher's guild. If I can say I don't know, anybody can say I don't know. 37 and verse 23. Psalm 37 and verse 23. Okay, go ahead.
The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighted in his way.
That's the only way you can be a good man, sister and brother, is have your steps ordered by the Lord. And how you do that? By walking in his word. He done told you everything you need. Go ahead and read.
Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down. For the Lord upholdeth him with his hand.
So he ain't saying you ain't going to fall sometime. But he said you're not going to be utterly cast down. In other words, that you can't get up. As long as your steps are ordered according to his word. Go ahead.
I have been young, and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg in bread.
And I hang on to that, sister and brother. I hold on to that. David said, I have been young, and now I am old. But I have not seen the righteous forsaken, neither his seed begging bread. If you walk in the Lord, he ain't going to forsake you, and he ain't going to let your children starve. But you got to walk the walk, sister and brother. You got to believe that. You got to believe that. He ain't saying you ain't going to fall. So you're going to fall sometime. But can you get up? If you believe in the Lord, the fall ain't the thing. It's the getting up. Let's go into Proverbs, the 24th chapter. It's the getting up that count. And the Lord letting you know you're going to fall. That's why you need to just read this Bible, sister and brother.
Right.
So when stuff happened to you, you say, wait a minute. Okay, I can survive this. This is not the end. It's not the end, no. this is not my demise. I can survive this. All I got to do is lean on the Lord. And sometimes you get hit a lot of times, sister and brother. I'm one. I can say that I can get hit plenty of times. But the Lord got me up. Verse 16. Proverbs 24 and verse 16. Okay, go ahead.
For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again.
Ain't that something? For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
You're going to fall and you ain't going to have nothing but drama. You ain't coming back. Go ahead and read.
Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth.
See, now, the Lord tell you don't even rejoice when your enemy fall. You know, got people running, I hope something happened to him. I hope something happened to her. You know, they need this. He said, look, when they start falling, you happy. Then the Lord said, don't do that, because if you do, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Go ahead and read.
Lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him.
He see you rejoicing because of the demise of your enemy, then he going to turn away his wrath. Why is it that he should punish a man for being wicked for you and you thinking just as wicked as he is? So I'm going to punish the dirty for mistreating the dirty. If you're a righteous person, you don't rejoice at the demise of anybody. I don't care who they are, what color, what nation, or what they've done to you. If you don't have the pity of the Lord in you, then the Lord see you, you done become them. So why should I punish you? Punish them because of you, and you have become them. The Lord said, well, I will turn off the spigot. Go ahead and read.
Fret not thyself because of evil men. Neither be thou envious at the wicked.
Go ahead.
For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out.
He says, so don't fret yourself because of evil people. They're doing evil stuff. Evil men, evil women. Don't fret yourself for them. I don't care how they prosper. Just know one thing, that the day going to come when the Lord is going to reward them with evil. And he's going to put that candle out. In other words, lights out for you, partner.
Right.
So don't worry about them. Worry about you, because you are a handful. And if you fall 7 times, that means he'll slap you down, but you get up. And if you're righteous, he'll let you walk. So I tell people, listen to what the Lord is talking. This is all about you. Psalms chapter 34. Psalms chapter 34. This is all about you, sisters and brothers. Get you through the hole. Everybody else is going to make it. It's all that simple. Just like the old saying, you're going to get 15 people say, look here, we're going to bring in 15 jugs of wine and fill this barrel up. We're going to pay them in the same barrel. Now you thinking wicked. But okay then, they don't need to be wasting no good wine. I can put me some water in my jug. The only thing is the rest of them thinking the same wicked thought. So we fill up the barrel, and all they got is a barrel of water. Because everybody didn't do their job, the job didn't get done. 34 and 17. 34 and 17. Go ahead.
The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their trouble.
You know that word all? Might not be in your time, but he said, if you are righteous and you cry unto the Lord, he will deliver you out of all your trouble. Go ahead and read.
The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
That's a humble spirit. Contrite is humble, sister and brother. He hear you when your heart is broken, and you come to him with a humble spirit, and you're humble around, and not all boisterous and proud. He will deliver you. He will save you. Go ahead and read.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
What did he say?
Many are the
afflictions of the righteous. Go ahead and read.
But the Lord delivered him out of them all.
How many of them?
Out of them all.
Out of all of them. This you have to know, sisters and brothers. You just have to know that. You have to lean on it. And you'll find yourself standing at all times. No matter how rough it is. You might ask yourself, boy, how did I get here? But you here. That's because you understand that drama can come to the righteous as well as the unrighteous. You got to understand that. Go ahead and read.
He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken.
Go ahead.
Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate.
See now, so the Lord's going to keep you. He's going to keep your bones. So don't worry about the wicked. Evil going to slay the wicked. His own way is going to destroy him. Don't worry about him. If you have anything worry at all, you worry, say, boy, I hope he open his eyes before the Lord take him out altogether. And that is a word for his welfare, not for his destruction or her destruction, sisters and brothers. You have to look at you, sisters and brothers. And when you turn to the Lord, something's going to happen to you. The Lord says he scourges all of them that turn to him.
That's right.
You know. But what you do is, if it happens, it don't happen to you. You don't have to get a baseball hat bat in the head. Or somebody going to hit you with a brick. Sometimes your friends, the people you love, are going to turn away from you. Sometimes you might have been the life of the party. Don't nobody want to be bothered with you no more because you done went holy. And they want you to do something sometimes. You say, I can't do that no more. Oh, look at you. What done happened to you now? You done found God or something. That's exactly what have happened. Let's go into 1 Peter, the 4th chapter. What verse was that? Hold on. End of 21? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's read the next. I'm getting too far. Go ahead and read.
The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
That's good. It's good he read that. He redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. None. That's a big statement, ain't it?
That's right.
That covers everybody that trusts in it. And that's something to keep in mind, sisters and brothers. Now let's go to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter. Because these, sisters and brothers, I don't like giving these lessons. I like to give them beat you up lessons. Satan's going to burn you at the stake. But then it's all in the book, so I have to teach it all. 1 Peter, the 4th chapter. And we're going to start reading at verse 1. 1 Peter 4 and 1. Because you need to know about these things. Go ahead and read.
For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin.
Now he said, I want you to think the way he was. He suffered in the flesh, so I want you to think the way him. The one that suffered in the flesh, that's the one that ceased from sin. Because something going to happen. Somebody going to bring something to you. Go ahead and read.
That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God.
And when you start doing that, all of a sudden you got some detractors. Go ahead and read.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. When we walked in lasciviousness.
That's called lasciviousness to cause people to sin. Go ahead and read.
Lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
So we did all that stuff. Go ahead and read.
Wherein they think it is strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
So now when you stop doing it, they think it's strange. What done happened to old James? Then they start speaking evil of you.
That's right.
He ain't got no money no more. He done lost his mind. He done got into some kind of cup. He think he more. Look what he used to be. He ain't nothing but a dog. He always been a dog, and he ain't going to be nothing there. All kind of ugly stuff about you. You understand? Because it's strange that you don't do that no more. Skip down to verse 12. Verse 12 and go ahead.
Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
So when it starts coming up on you, don't think it's something's happened to you that haven't happened to anybody else. It's not strange. When you start being tried in the fire, I'm talking about being ostracized by your friends and your family and everybody else. Go ahead and read.
But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering.
Go ahead.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
So you rejoice when you see this happening because you're doing doing right. Because you know that when it's time for the payday come, he's going to pay you. You're going to get what the righteous get. Instead of, oh, sugar, my friends done turned their back on me. I don't know, my family treat me so bad. Everybody's against me and you whine. Hey, that's their problem. I got what they want. I got what they're looking for.
That's right.
Thank God that I found it. That's your rejoice. Instead of grieving over finding the road to immortality, rejoice over it. Go ahead and read.
14. If you be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are you. For the Spirit of glory and of God rested upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and read.
But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters.
He said, but now don't you suffer because you're doing something wrong. Or because you put your mouth in somebody else's business. He suffered for that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You're on your own. Go ahead and read.
Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed.
But
let him glorify God on this behalf.
Go ahead.
For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
Ain't that something? So now if you suffer for being Christ-like, glorify it. Stand on it. Because the time going to come when the judgment shall begin at the house of God. It's going to begin at you. Go ahead and read.
And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Ain't that something? If the judgment start with us, what's going to happen to them that don't obey? Go ahead and read.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved.
Whoa. You know what scarcely? That's by the skin of your teeth, and ain't no skin on them. If the righteous be scarcely saved, go ahead and read.
Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
In the lake of fire. That's the only thing left. What you mean scarcely, sister and brother? Because you have to endure all these minefields. You have to endure all the flesh. You have to endure being ostracized, talked about. Sometimes you have to endure the wickedness of your own people. I know a young lady got in trouble, sisters and brothers, and went to her parents. You know what I told her? Well, why don't you go to that little church that you love so much? Let them help you. This is, but you, my mama and my daddy. You're supposed to be my safety net. How can you turn your back on me? Because you ain't mine, nobody. We don't know you. You wasn't raised like that. Then what you going to do? You going to faint? What you do is you stand your ground. Take it to your God. What verse?
That was the end of 18.
Wherefore
let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator.
So look, if you suffer for the will of God, if you are suffering because you are doing his will, he said, look, you commit your soul to him by doing well. No matter what they bring to you, you stand your ground, still do well. Don't return evil for evil. You stand your ground in righteousness. I'm going to do this. How long am I going to do it? Until the Lord comes. People say, well, you know, I've been suffering like this for 5 years and the Lord ain't did nothing. I say, you still here to talk?
That's right.
He done something. You still breathing? He ain't totally neglected you.
Sure didn't.
So you have to stand on it. Because if you don't, you're going to have a problem.
Thank you for tuning in to today's lesson. If you are in the Chicagoland area, we welcome you to join our church community every Saturday at 12 noon Central. We are located in Riverdale, Illinois at 520 West 138th Street. Our ministry is made possible by your donations. To make a donation or to view all of our locations across the world, please visit our website at www.theisraelofgod.com.